Okay, hi, I'm Leanna Martin. I'm working with the Tora U17 boys.
And I'm Scott Shepard, also working with the U17 boys.
And Scott and I both just got off coaching KSS, him the juniors and I the senior boys. In the past, I've worked with Tora before at the U18, U16, and U15 level. Just came off a bunch of years of coaching BC, U18 boys, U17 boys, U16 boys, U14 boys. So I have a bit of experience with Rep Rugby.
Yeah, and then this last year, like Leanna mentioned, I've coached the junior team at KSS. We won the Valleys for our age group. In the past, I have helped coach the U15s at Tora when my younger boy was playing. A lot of my history, though, is actually coaching with football. So I've actually coached BC for football and then got back into rugby recently.
Nice. Okay, how about that? How's the team looking this year? Where are our strong points and our weak points, and what can the boys sit there and really work on?
I would say, well, what's really great about this team is we're represented from throughout the playing area. So we've got Kootenay players, we have people from like the Thompson, Okanagan, and the South as well too. Great love of rugby, very enthusiastic. They are eager to please and to improve. We have a lot of players that have played 7-a-side rugby, so it's a little bit different than 15. So getting into a mindset of a 15-a-side game where they're learning more positional roles and also just strategies and principles of play are a little bit different with 15s than 7s.
What is the main difference between 15s and 7s for people that don't know?
I would say that if you want to play 7s at a high level, or at least be very capable, you pretty much have to be a track star. So you want to be very fit, capable, fast, open field tackling, which we usually attribute to our backs and maybe our back row players. Big difference with 15s, more numbers of players on the field, a much larger, same size field, pardon me, but I would say there's more stoppage of play, the halves are of course longer, and you have more of a set role. 7s you find that players have to do a little bit of everything. With 15s, I would say that you in set play you have a real role to play, and once that's over though, everybody has to be a rugby player.
Mm-hmm. And there's a little bit of strategy difference between the two. So a 7s game is more about trying to keep the ball alive, keeping possession, backpedaling, whereas 15s, you're more like, I'm going to take the ball up, bring it into contact, set it up again, and then do another play off of that. So there's a lot more setting up, and then trying to spin it out to score.
Now, interesting. Now, you said you also had quite a bit of experience coaching football and stuff. So if parents are kind of on the fence, what do you think, looking between rugby and football, what do you find having the chance to coach both aspects of both games?
Yeah, but I mean, both games are physical for sure. Interesting though, football has actually changed its tackling philosophy in the last few years to be rugby style tackling. So rugby has always been get the head to the side, wrap, tackle with your shoulder, bring the guy to the ground, make sure your head is always out of the way. Football historically was like lead with your helmet. They've switched probably 10, 15 years ago at the NFL level, and then gradually down into minor sports now where it's exactly the same. All the coaching videos and training that we do, it's all rugby style tackling for both sports.
So it obviously gives you quite if the kids do want to play both sports, they can still do it and probably learn quite a bit from the rugby.
Yeah,
I would say I've coached a lot of football players. It's really nice. Like kids that run a football program will usually play a rugby in the spring, so it's great. We have a source of really physical athletes that come to rugby as well from football. I feel like kids get the ball more in hand. If they only play defense in football, they never get their hands on the ball. So regardless in rugby, you have to play both sides of the ball. So I think that's really appealing to a lot of football players.
For example, my older boy had the opportunity to go play university football. At the end of the day, he decided not to do it, and he's actually playing university rugby because for that very reason, he gets the ball in hand. He's more involved in the play instead of just being, a linebacker making a tackle, back up. kind of thing, just one sort of role. There's lots of variety, lots more action with rugby than football.
Rugby is also very, very continuous. You know, even though Scott said like we're setting, like we're have possession to set things up, it's just a series of phases and decisions, you know, and it can go for multiple phases. So there's not as much stoppage of play, and so there's that continuous aspect about it. I think that really does appeal as well too. That requires a fair amount of fitness though, as well. So, and they're long halves, right? At the adult level, you're playing a 40-minute half, two of them. So it's, besides soccer, it's the longest game out there.
Yeah. Rugby and football both have a position for everybody as well. So there's lots of the speed, skill guys, there's spots for them, and same thing for the bigger guys, stronger guys, there's positions for them as well. So that's one good thing about both sports.
Yeah, and I obviously am a little biased with being a rugby player, but the one aspect, and I don't think enough people consider, is even after they're done in high school and stuff like that, like once you become a club member, you're part of that club, and you can go all the way till like the old timers playing on the old boys and that sort of stuff. So it starts at 5 years old, goes to 70 if you want it to. So that's interesting. But there's my biased 2 cents.
Yeah. Okay. Just on that point though, rugby is actually long term. It's more of a family and a brotherhood. Like I played rugby when I was younger, and the same group of friends I have now were the boys I played rugby with back then. Whereas football, you can play until you're about 22, 23 if you're good, and then it's over unless you've made it to the professional leagues.
Yeah, and I mean, and you don't always have to be a player as well, too, you know. When I was injured, that's what got me into coaching. I did some refereeing as well, too. There really is like a role for everybody, right? And so, yeah, I mean, you could coach, you could referee, you could help out. The clubhouse, there's so many good things, managers, all of those aspects.
Video production.
Video production.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then final thoughts there for your boys to take home and work on going into this next game?
Well, I mean, we used the last game as our final selection, so I don't think the Valley Venom really saw what we are capable of. So, you know, we got a few things under our, you know, cards, you know, to pull on them. But they're a very, very capable side. We're not in it easy. These kids that we're going against from the Valley or Vancouver or the Island, most of these kids come from really established school programs, clubs. They go on tour with their schools or their clubs. They've got a lot of like high pressure games. So one thing I would say, because of our location, we don't get much exposure, our kids, of those high pressure, high level games. So moving forward, I mean, having more and more kids involved with Tora and these competitions is really going to help, you know.
Excellent. Well, guys, thank you very much. Have a good night, and then we'll see you Tuesday at practice.
Thanks.
All right, thank you.